with them pretty brown thighs between your legs tonight. Is what I wanna do.
Hey guys, so I am making this video to show you guys how to take an old beat up balding frontal and turn it into something you can use again. So here I'm just cutting this frontal off the wig that I had made maybe about a year ago. In this shot, I'm just showing you how bald it is. It's super bald. This is where I used to wear my side parts, but it's okay because we're going to cut it. We're going to cut this into a closure. And here I'm just showing you exactly where I'm going to start my cut. I think I'm going to make this, I think it ended up being like a 4x4 because of where the bald spot stopped at. All right, so here's where I started cutting, and I cut exactly where the bald spot stopped at. And I did the same exact thing on the other side. As you can notice, the other side isn't as bad, but we're going to just cut it anyway. And then I noticed that it was also balding where I would put my edges out at, so I had to take some lace off the top. It ended up being a little smaller than I wanted it, but it's all right. It ended up working out perfectly. Here you just see me putting on my cap, and I got this cap from regular beauty supply store. It was like $1, and I just put my Got to Be Glue gel, and I just comb my edges back just to get those out the way. You really want to make sure you get your baby hairs or your edges out the way just so that it protects them and you don't have to worry about losing your edges in the process of taking your hair out. So next, I'm just going to take my Got to Be spray, and I'm spraying exactly where I think my closure will lay once I put it on. Then I'll just take my blow dryer on cool and make sure that's completely dry before I add my second coat, which is what you see here. I just like it for extra security, just to make sure that my cap doesn't start lifting up before my closure does. And then I just take the makeup of my liking. This is Maybelline Fit Me in 360, I believe. And I just put that on the front portion of my cap. I don't really go all the way back, as you might see other people do. And then you'll just see me here sewing on the cap, right where, of course, again, I think my closure will lay. And I'll sew that all the way around. I don't know how I skipped some braids, but I've skipped mad braids when I was doing this. But I tried to go back and get them, but either way, it's okay. It worked out fine. Now, I'm going to cut this cap off. Y'all don't laugh at my braids. The back braids was older, and I just put some new braids at the top, and it just looked a hot mess. Like, my foundation is never like this on a client, but I honestly don't be caring when I'm doing my own hair. It's sad, but that's the truth. So here you'll see me cutting off my cap, and I always pull it up to where I think that I want my edges to start. I don't like to have it too far down, but I don't like to have it too far back either. Now it's time to cut the cap off, the excess cap, and reveal those horrific braids I was telling y'all about. Please don't mind my braids. And here's a little trick that I like to do. And I just spray a little Got to Be spray on the back of my hand, and I dip the rat tail in to the spray, and I just push down on the excess cap that might be rolling upward, if that makes sense, while blow drying. Now I'm taking my Ghost Bond glue. I ran out of my bowl hold. I usually use bowl hold active, and I like to use my finger just because I can press it in as much as I need to. And first coat I just put on the front layer, and the second coat I push back and put it on the actual cap as well. And I like to do this because it just holds a little more of the lace the wider you put your glue. So here again, you see me just pressing it in with my finger, smoothing it out actually, and just waiting for it to dry clear. And then I'll take my closure and I spray a little got to be spray on it just to comb the baby hairs out the way so that they don't get caught with the glue, because then that'll just be a hot mess. And then I put the closure on. Once I make sure that it's completely tacky, I put my closure on and just press down and hold it. I like to press down with the comb, the back of the comb. I didn't show that process here, but as you can see, it looks very natural. And the pieces that you see in the back won't show because I cut those off, but you can see them now. And that's just from the excess cap. So here I'm just parting out my baby hairs. And I like a lot of baby hairs, but not too much. And you just see me cutting my baby hairs. The shorter you cut your baby hairs, the more natural it'll look. And then I just take some mousse, and I just use regular mousse. It doesn't lift too bad for me, so I don't mind. And I'm just carving out my baby hairs, making my baby hairs. I'm a baby hair girl, okay? I love baby hairs on the frontal or closure. That's just me. And like I said, the shorter, and look how natural that looks. Like, it's coming together so good. I was excited at this point, but I was containing my excitement. And then I'll just take a Sanex wrap. I like the big Sanex wraps because it covers more. You don't have to use as many. And then I just wrap them up and let them sit. Next, I'll be sewing down my closure. And this part, I tried to get a good angle, and I really couldn't, but this is what I got, okay? So I still sewed down my closure, and the braids is terrible. Like, that's a mess. I can't believe my braids. But, yeah, so I'm just sewing down my closure. And this is what it looks like when it's done. As you can see, it's really tight. And I will just go in with my wefts now, well, my tracks, and start sewing them down. And I won't show the whole process of me sewing down my own hair because it's just long and drawn out. So I just clipped some videos together showing some of how I did it. And of course, I double weft my tracks, and I do the flip over method as well. And then I'm all done. This is me just combing out my hair after everything is complete. And I'm about to start getting ready to make my part in the middle of my closure. So once I make my part with my comb, then I'm going to go in with my tweezers, and I'm just going to define that part. And basically just pluck out some baby hairs just to define it a little more. I added some concealer to my part just to make it look a little more natural. And now I'm going in with my mousse. I put mousse all around the top perimeter of my head, and I just comb it down and basically just mold out exactly how I want my hair to lay at the top. And then I take some Sanex strips, which I didn't have the chance to show, and then just let it sit for a little while and let it dry. Now here, I didn't feel like waiting for my hot comb to heat up, so I just took my flat irons and I'm pressing down just to lay down my hairs a little bit while the mousse is still wet. Now here is the finished look. I didn't have time to style it because I was in a rush, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. You can click the link in my bio to book an appointment. And if you want this look, just ask for the mini frontal. Thanks for watching.